Welcome back to the channel, guys. Hope everyone's doing well. Today I want to talk to you about this. This is the Beta FPV Aquila 16. I think I'm pronouncing that right. So the Aquila 16 is basically like a small tiny whoop 1S style quad. This is actually an analog quadcopter. Why am I featuring analog stuff on this channel when most of the stuff we do is digital? Well, there's a few reasons for that, but I'll come on to that in a minute. So the Aquila 16 is in effect a fully ready to go FPV system, and everything comes in this nice ready to go case. This drone fits under there and is strapped in, so everything you need to get started with FPV is actually included here. You don't need anything else. You even get batteries with this as well. If you're new to FPV, this could be good. If you're not new to FPV, then you could still have a lot of fun with this as a kind of training type drone. Now that's actually something I want to come on to. Now, obviously I fly a lot of digital FPV. I'm lucky I've got the variety in my kit to just basically cater for pretty much anything, mainly because I'm testing stuff for videos and I'll get sent stuff as well. But one of the biggest problems with digital FPV at the moment, there's lots of different systems. So you end up needing different sets of goggles for the different systems. And unfortunately that becomes, obviously that's really expensive. The other thing with digital quadcopters is they tend to be quite heavy as well. So if you've got a DJI system, you're probably not going to find something lightweight enough to actually have some fun with indoors. Flying small stuff around the house and the garden does absolutely wonders for your proximity skills, and this doesn't have to be expensive. This kit all in costs about £200, so you can just grab this. Whatever other system you got, it doesn't matter, just grab this. You've got everything in the box ready to go. So let's check it out. So here's the setup. The controller's actually an ELRS controller as well, which is nice because you can use that with other quads. The goggles are quite basic, as you'd expect for the money, but they do work and the picture quality is pretty good in there. And the quad itself is actually pretty cool. It's obviously not super lightweight for like crazy acro because you've got a lot of this extra sort of built stuff around it, but it's really neat what Beta FPV have done. They've actually created these little modular 1S batteries, which are actually 1100 batteries, so they're actually quite a substantial size, which is going to equal quite a long run times. Obviously, again, being bigger and heavier with the extra plastic around it, it's not going to be, you know, for crazy acro, but this drone is generally designed for kind of cruising around and kind of, you know, not going completely bonkers. This battery system is really nice. It's very easy to sort of get started. You just click that on and it's basically on. You've got a nice adjustable camera angle as well here, so you can adjust the angle, which is obviously going to help slow this quadcopter down when we're flying it around inside. But overall, it's a lovely bit of kit. It's actually got optical flow as well, so you can really learn to fly with this if you're a complete beginner, because it will actually hold its level. Right, okay, so I'm going to stick the goggles on. So the straps and stuff are pretty flexible. You can adjust them where you want. I do find that this might be a little bit close to my eyes, this screen actually, to get it focused, but it's sort of okay. So we'll just click on the drone. Image is okay. What I'm going to do is start the recording here. Can we do that? Yeah. So there's basically so you've got recording on the goggles, obviously. You're not going to have any recording on the drone itself because basically, you know, it's a simple analog system. So what you're recording is basically from the goggles, but you should see this now once I overlay this. So it's like in 16:9. So, you know, you've got a wide sort of stretched image. The field of view is massive, actually. That almost might be a little bit too much for what I'm used to. So basically there's a few different modes here. You can see I'm in manual mode, but I'll put it in normal mode here and put it back to, so you've got normal mode, sport mode and completely manual, and you can also do slow, mid, fast as well, which is pretty cool. So there's lots of flexibility here. So I'm going to start with normal slow mode. We'll arm it, and interestingly what I've found is nothing really starts to happen until you get to the mid stick, and then it sort of like jumps up. But you know, it's sort of holding, it's not holding its altitude for sure, but you know what, you probably actually want to have a spring on this really, because it's sort of rising. But anyway, basically if you kill the throttle, it'll just slowly land, which is kind of nice. But anyway, this is like for super beginner mode, and you can just sort of move around. So yeah, you know, it is holding its position. Once you get it in the right place, it will actually hold its position. As I say, you probably want a spring. I don't know if you can actually adjust the spring on the stick so that it goes back to centre, but you know, if you keep it like that, you could just cruise around, you know, quite easily around the house like that. But it is very, very slow. It's almost like the DJI cinematic mode. Okay, enough of that. I'm going to land it. So next up, what I'm going to try is I'm going to put it in completely manual mode, and we'll try midway, and then we'll just see what this is like, just sort of flying around the house. This is what I'm used to. You have the throttle, basically. It's very sensitive on the throttle. You can just literally, you know, it's just proper manual mode. So we can take off. I've got a reasonable camera angle here. We can just sort of fly around. It does handle quite well, but the camera angle, the field of view is so big that it's a lot bigger than digital. So it's kind of making me feel a little bit, I'm having to get used to this. But, you know, it flies all right. I'd actually probably want it on the fast mode, really, because it's getting a little bit, it doesn't feel locked in enough. So let's just land. So what I'm going to do is just flick it into fast mode here, and then we'll see what that's like. That's better. You know, more, you've just got more ability. See that camera angle, because the field of view, let's go out here, because the field of view is quite big, your depth perception is a bit different to, say, flying the digital stuff, which is less. So yeah, I don't know if there's any way to switch this to, like, you know, a 4x3 or something like that. I don't know, but so you end up in these situations. But you have got turtle mode as well. So there you go. There's turtle mode, which basically allows you to get out of problems. So that's where it crashed. This is a lot of fun. So overall, I think the Aquila 16 from Beta FPV is actually a really cool little kit. No, the video quality isn't the best in the world because it's analog, and you are compromising on, you know, quite a bit because of the cost of it. But compared to like what it would cost you to put together a full digital system, like it's, you know, probably about £800 cheaper. So if you want to get into FPV, or you are already into it and you just want to have something fun to just kind of knock around the house, this is quite a good option. You know, when I started out in FPV, there wasn't any all-in-one system that you could buy where everything is kind of ready to go in a box, you know, including batteries, chargers and everything else. It's really nice to see that started to happen, and I think as time goes on it's only going to get better, and hopefully we'll see some digital systems in the near future. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this one. Link to this is below, and I'll catch you next time.